Cubs and all of Chicago's teams on the Parkins and Spiegel Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on The Score, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, on Odyssey Sports Station.
Who Are You Banking On is sponsored by Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Pete Crow Armstrong made a key error on defense yesterday, but his bat has been heating up, and he homered twice the last time he saw Miles Michaelis. Let's go with the Cubs center fielder tonight. He will bat eighth. Taking a look around baseball, brought to you by Great Clips. For your next haircut, go to Great Clips. It's going to be great. In the Central today, the Brewers lose to the Nationals 4-3. Pirates fall to Arizona 6-5, and the Reds dropped one to the Giants 8-2. The White Sox lose at Minnesota 13-7 for the Sox, their 20th straight defeat. Our pitching matchup sponsored by Ziegler's Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler's Subaru of Kenosha. It's Justin Steele for the Cubs, 2-5 with a 3.38 ERA against Miles Michaelis, 8-8, 4.99 ERA. It's time for baseball as the Cubs battle the Redbirds. Pat Hughes and Zach Zaidman have the call next on The Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to every Cubs game all season long right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Sloan is excited to welcome Cubs fans back to the friendly confines this year for Wrigley Field's historic 110th season. And Sloan is proud to have been there every step of the way, with a partnership spanning over a century. As a leader in commercial restroom solutions, Sloan once again is outfitting Wrigley with its touch-free, sustainable products for both players and fans. Learn more at Sloan.com and go Cubs go!
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Ask Lakeview Insurance in Lakeview if Auto Owners make sense for you.
It's WinFest at Potawatomi, Milwaukee. This August, play for a shot at $500,000 in prizes. Join the fun with WinFest. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on The Score and the Odyssey app.
Ian Happ drives one in the air. That ball is gone.
Throughout the season, catch every Cubs game live on 670 The Score. And if you live in the Chicago area, listen live on the free Odyssey app. Plus, talk Cubs every day with Mulligan Haw, Bernstein and Holmes, and Parkins and Spiegel.
Diving backhand stop by Horner, throws to first to get him. Sensational play by Nico Horner.
The voices you know, the team you love. Your Chicago Cubs, your Odyssey.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is presented by Health Markets. Shop for health insurance your way.
And now, Odyssey and 670 The Score bring you Chicago.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and the largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. The USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal agencies with free safety equipment donations and officer survival training, along with cash donations to families of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty, college scholarships for the children of law enforcement, a citizen awareness program, and more. For more information on the USDSA and how you can help, visit usdeputy.org. The United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and the largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. The USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal agencies with free safety equipment donations and officer survival training, along with cash donations to families of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty, college scholarships for the children of law enforcement, a citizen awareness program, and more. For more information on the USDSA and how you can help, visit usdeputy.org.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
And native Mike Tauchman in left field. Tauchman batting sixth. Dansby Swanson at shortstop. Pete Crow Armstrong in center. And batting ninth and catching for the Cubs, Miguel Amaya. So there you have the lineups. The umpires have just concluded the lineup card exchange and a brief discussion of the ground rules. The umpires tonight, Clint Vondrack behind the plate, Jeremy Rayhack at first, Bruce Dreckman is the second base umpire, and Mark Wegner, the crew chief, over at third. The announcement of the umpires sponsored by Suits 2020 in Niles, the largest selection of wedding outfits for grooms and groomsmen. I mentioned it's a nice warm summer night. Indeed, 87 degrees at game time. Game Time Temp is brought to you by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Your trusted local experts, Four Seasons. Big crowd on hand, nothing but sellouts all weekend long. We are ready to go. We thank you for joining us. The first pitch right after this. You are listening to The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs memories are made right here with Pat, Ron, and Zach on the Cubs Radio Network.
A healthy body needs a healthy mind to function properly. Mental health parity is the law requiring that your insurance coverage for mental health or substance use disorders be no more restrictive than coverage for your physical health. Health coverage is health coverage, whether it's for your physical or mental health. Whether you need surgery or treatment for depression, you're covered. Know your rights. Learn more about mental health parity laws at getcoveredillinois.gov.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep.
J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now save 40% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
Experience the new Genesis of Algonquin to see how every Genesis is meticulously designed and crafted for luxury. Visit genesisofalgonquin.com.
Cubs on the field defensively in their familiar home white shirts and trousers, blue pinstripes all over, blue hats. They'll wear helmets while batting. Blue numbers on their backs, blue sleeves and socks, a variety of shoe colors. Cardinals in their traveling grays, gray shirts and trousers. The rest is pretty much red. Hats, helmets, numbers, sleeves, and socks. We are ready to go. Justin Steele working on Mason Wynn. First pitch, in for a strike, and away we go. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. Transform your clubhouse into a Cubs house with Cubbies blue, Wrigley Field green, or marquee red. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Benjamin Moore, the official paint of the Chicago Cubs. Mentioned Zach Zaidman working alongside. Ron Coomer is fine. He's just taking a day or two off. He will be back tomorrow night for the opener against the Minnesota Twins. Steele looking for his third win of the year. And Zach, he really should have quite a few more than just the 2 wins. Many times this year, at least 5 or 6. He has pitched well enough to win, but for whatever reason, did not.
Yeah, in his 9 starts leading up to the All-Star break, Pat, he had a 1.48 ERA.
Swing and a miss on a sharp slider. That's out number 1. That's in that unhittable category. To a right-handed batter, it comes in, lands near your right feet or right foot. And the ball bounced in the dirt. Amaya blocked it, kept it in front of him, and just casually walked over and tagged Wynn for out number 1. It's a strikeout, and here's Wilson Contreras.
Yeah, so Steele 2-5 this season. This is his 18th start. 3.38 ERA.
First pitch to Contreras is a strike.
But, Pat, he's had some issues since the All-Star break. 3 starts, a 7+ ERA, 12 earned runs in 15 innings, 21 hits, 9 walks.
The right-handed batting Contreras takes another strike. Contreras already questioning the judgment of Clint Vondrack, the home plate umpire. 0-2. Contreras 1 for 12 in the series. The pitch bounced weakly to third. Charging, gloving is Paredes. Running sidearm throw right on the money, and that's out number 2. Right in on the thumbs.
Nice play by Paredes, charging at the third base position. And then the quick scoop to his left with the glove and the running throw to get Contreras. This is Steele's first start against the Cardinals this season, and I bring that up because last year he was magnificent against St. Louis, 4-0.
First pitch, a strike to Goldschmidt.
With a 2.59 ERA against St. Louis, and that's the kind of Justin Steele the Cubs need this evening.
So far, so good, Zach. He's gotten the first 2 outs. Goldschmidt hits a pop fly shallow right toward foul territory. Down the line is Bush. Reaches out and cannot make the catch. Good effort. Michael knew he was getting close to the sidewall, and the tarpaulin rolled up against the sidewall. He reached out on the run and got a glove on it, but could not hold on.
Yeah, I think it was the fact that he saw the tarp out of the corner of his eye that forced him to slow down a little bit, and the ball just off the tip of the glove as he tried to make an over-the-shoulder catch.
Goldschmidt with a count of 0-2. And the pitch by Justin Steele, swing and a miss. A perfect 1-2-3 inning for Justin Steele, which featured a couple of strikeouts. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Cardinals nothing, Cubs.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you won't find PTSD by looking at a thermometer. Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a bandage. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
You took the first step in
your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now for a limited time, get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson or Elantra. Hurry into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end September 3rd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Next leadoff man is Nico Horner. Leadoff batter is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Nico gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Horner has always hit Miles Michaelis pretty well, a .400 career average with 12 base hits. Let's see if he can lash out a base hit to start things off tonight as he takes a strike. Zach, what are some of the numbers about Miles Michaelis that we should be aware of?
This is start 23 tonight for Michaelis. He's 8-8 with a 4.99 ERA.
Nico lines it down the right field line, foul.
His last start, a no decision a week ago today against Washington. 3 earned runs in 6 innings. Now, lifetime against the Cubs, Michaelis has made 20 starts. He's got an ERA of 3. But since last July, he's been a different pitcher against the Cubs, and not in a good way for Michaelis. 1-2 with a 6+ ERA over his last 5 starts against the Cubs.
Cubs hit him pretty hard in that game right before the All-Star break as he delivers down low to Horner.
Yeah, in that game, July 14th at Busch, 5 1/3, 6 earned runs allowed on 8 hits, 4 of them home runs, 2 of them by Pete Crow Armstrong.
His first 2 at-bats against Michaelis, both home runs. Right you are, Zach. The 1-2 pitch to Nico Horner. Chopped toward third slowly. Charging Arenado. Gloves it. Sidearm throw to first. Perfect. Out number 1. No score. There has not yet been a base runner in tonight's game. Michaelis is a big man. 6'4", 230. He will be 36 years old on the 23rd of the month of August. So that's, 19 days away. He had one excellent year for the Cardinals, his first year, 2018, as he fires a strike. He was one of the better pitchers in the league that year, going 18-4 for the Cardinals. But then he had some injury issues and was not nearly as effective in any year really ever since 2018, Zach, when you look at his ledger.
Yeah, he's 62-61 lifetime with a 4+ ERA.
Swinging a foul back. He's a Floridian, born in Jupiter, Florida, went to high school there and attended college at Nova Southeastern University in Fort Lauderdale. Spent some time over in Japan, pitching for Yomiuri. And the 1-2 on the way to Busch. Swinging a foul back by Michael.
Michael has spent 3 years in Japan, and it really changed the course of his career. He made his big league debut back in 2012 for the Padres, had a cup of coffee with the Rangers, but was not an effective pitcher.
Now the 1-2 bounce toward the middle, going to be a tough play. The shortstop Wynn guns to first in time. Donovan could have probably backhanded the ball, but I'm feeling that Wynn called him off and said, "I'll take it." And since Wynn had momentum going into the throw, it was a nice move by Donovan to let Wynn make the play, which he did, and that's out number 2.
Some impressive range, though, by the shortstop Wynn, roaming to his left, fielding the ball on the second base side, and making the throw to first and having to navigate through the second baseman, Donovan.
No score, bottom of the first, 2 down, bases empty. And Wynn makes some plays that are very impressive. He's got a great throwing arm and tremendous range. Suzuki swings and misses, and if you're a shortstop and you need 2 qualities that could lead to success, I would say arm and range would be right near the top. Of course, good hands doesn't hurt. Line drive, base hit to left. Gloving it on one hop is Burleson. Sharp single for Suzuki. Quietly, Suzuki is 7 for 13 in this series. He lashed out another hit there. Cubs get their first base runner, and the batter, Cody Bellinger.
Bellinger took an 0-for yesterday, went 0 for 4, but man, in the 5 games he's played since coming off the injured list, Bellinger hitting nearly 400, 381, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs.
Big left-handed batter bounces one slowly to second base. Donovan will throw out Bellinger to end the inning. Out in front of an off-speed delivery. Cubs don't score, leave 1 after 1. 0-0 game. Cubs and Cardinals. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the... We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few...
CUBS and Wrigley Field.
Fans, the Salsa King of Chicago is the freshest, most authentic restaurant-quality salsa sold in Chicagoland stores. Get the Salsa King of Chicago at all Jewel and Mariano stores in fresh produce. Cubs and Cardinals scoreless after 1. The first inning was powered by Invesco QQQ. Tomorrow's innovation awaits with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated. Happ?
Nolan Arenado will lead off the second inning for St. Louis. Huge crowd at Wrigley. We'll be making our attendance guesses in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Nice to have Mike Esposito alongside. Mike will occasionally wrap up the earlier activity around the big leagues today as we move along. Arenado will take a strike. Last month, Justin Steele had memorable back-to-back starts. A complete game win over the Angels on July 5. Here's a line drive, fair down the left field line, bouncing off the sidewall. Over to pick it up is Tauchman. Arenado into second with a stand-up double. The ball just fair by about a foot down the left field line. Arenado a 2-base hit in this scoreless game, and the batter Tommy Pham.
Steele went with a fastball there, tried to get it inside, but it was over the plate, and Arenado just turned and smacked it down the left field line. Originally tonight, Ian Happ was due to play left field and lead off. He was a late scratch. Remember, he hit the wall trying to make a catch in the 9th inning yesterday, so left shoulder soreness the issue.
Tommy Pham will take inside. Yeah, that nice, puffy, beautiful green ivy can be a little misleading. When you're running at full speed, there's bricks right behind that fluffy green ivy. And we've seen some players really run in and take several minutes to get their heads back together. It can be dangerous. It really can. It's just another thing that makes the outfield here probably the most difficult to play in the big leagues. Tommy Pham takes low and inside. Pham scored the winning run yesterday, leading off with that triple, the play that Zach mentioned, where Ian Happ, with a great effort, went back to the vines and jumped into the vines, trying to make the catch with that ball game on the line. And just couldn't quite make the play, but an A for effort for sure. Pham takes ball 3. He's talking about Steele's great outings, the complete game against the Angels, his first ever big league complete game. The next pitch, fly ball to right, coming in Suzuki, gets there, makes the running catch. And that's going to be out number 1. Pham retired on the 3-1 pitch, a looping line drive to right, and the batter, Alec Burleson.
That was a fastball by Justin Steele, clocked at 90 miles per hour. The Speed Gun, powered by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once.
Burleson with a home run in the series, 1 for 8. This guy's been an RBI machine of late. The left-handed batter takes inside. 39 RBIs in his last 36 games. Alec Burleson, 64 runs batted in for the year, leads the team in that category. Lefty to lefty, swing and a miss. Good breaking ball by Steele. But the other noteworthy start last month was the 7-inning shutout performance at Baltimore. Cubs won the game 8-0, allowing them to sweep the 3-game series against the Orioles. Fly ball foul off to the left, out of play.
And I think you'd agree that that series at Camden Yards, probably the best series the Cubs have played this season.
Absolutely, Zach. I think without question. And it's one maybe in the last few years to go into Baltimore and not just win, but win handily in just about every game. Ground ball left side. The shortstop Swanson goes to third base and out at third. What a play. What a play by both Dansby and Paredes, the third baseman. And why Arenado, a great third baseman in his own right, tried to move up on the ground ball to short, I do not know. That's a base running mistake, and Swanson made an excellent play to get him with a sidearm throw and a good tag by Paredes as well.
We've seen Dansby make that play so many times over the last year and a half as a Cub, and you know it's in the scouting report for the other team. Surprising Arenado would go.
Donovan will take a strike. Of all the guys on the team, you would think Arenado, a great fielder himself, would not have been the guy to run on that play, but he did. Here's the 0-1, lifted to left, slicing toward foul territory. Tauchman over near the line, makes the catch, and that ends the inning. The Cardinals squander the leadoff double by Arenado. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Great play by Dansby Swanson. After an inning and a half, no score, Cubs and Cardinals. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to every Cubs.
Isak has had a very quiet series with the bat. 0 for 12. Let's see if he can get something going tonight. Miles Michaelis deals. Fastball outside. Michaelis has split his 16 decisions right down the middle, and his ERA is right around 5. The next offering missing down low. And Zach already told us that the Cubs knocked him around pretty good in the game right before the All-Star break. He's a quick worker and generally a strike thrower. Works a lot of quick innings, or he can give up a lot of runs in a short amount of time, too. Here comes the 2-1 to Paredes. Taken for a strike, 2-2.
Isak trying to get going. He's 0 for 12 in this series, Pat. Had those 2 doubles Wednesday night in the finale in Cincinnati, but he's just 2 for 20 since the trade from Tampa.
And you know he feels bad about the throw that he made in the 8th inning yesterday. So let's see if he can make a contribution tonight. He takes ball 3 low and away.
Pat, the second inning is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Remember, on Southwest, 2 bags fly free.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Paredes pulls a bouncer foul toward third. But bouncing back after a tough loss. I think that's one of the most important challenges in all of sports. No matter what sport or activity, you're going to lose some close, tough, agonizing games. It's just part of the deal. Fastball missing down low, ball 4. But I think, Zach, the key is to get right back up in the saddle and keep on riding and try to, bounce back and win the next game, and then you start fresh.
You think early on in the year, Pat, if you remember the first month and a half, the Cubs, they had some gut punch losses, right, as they were trying to figure out some of the roles in the bullpen, and they were able to bounce back from that. So let's see if they can do that here tonight and end up taking the series.
Mike Tauchman already has made a big contribution in the series. Game 1, you might remember Thursday night, the game-winning pinch hit RBI double in the bottom of the 9th inning to give the Cubs the win. Tauchman swings and misses. Change of pace, 0-2.
And Pat, walks by opposing pitchers are sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers. Reassuringly strong protection for even the heaviest control problems. Visit NorthShore.com.
The lights are on at Wrigley. Tauchman hits a ground ball to first. Goldschmidt steps on the bag. There's one, and they've got Paredes in a rundown. He's tagged out by Wynn. Quick double play. Goldschmidt gloving the grounder right near the bag. Didn't panic, just stepped on the bag and threw it over to the shortstop on the bag at second. Paredes was a dead duck, and that's out number 2. So a double play, 3-6. No score in the game. Bottom of inning number 2, and the batter Dansby Swanson. We have to make our picks in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Swanson will take a strike. Been right around that 38, 39 neighborhood the whole series. I'll say 39,093. 39093 tonight.
I'm going to go 39,500.
Swanson 3 for 9 in the series. Takes one that bounces in there for a ball. The Minnesota Twins are here tomorrow night. Tuesday night, and Wednesday afternoon, Cubs and Twins. And that'll wrap up the homestand. The Cubs play on the south side against the White Sox next weekend. Here's a line drive, base hit center field. Now the double play really looks big. Swanson with a 2-out single. Pete Crow Armstrong coming up.
Good piece of hitting by Dansby Swanson. When Coom is in this seat, you always hear him talk about going the other way, up the middle and toward right if you're a left-handed batter. And since Swanson has made a concerted effort to do that, he's picked up his performance at the plate, hitting better than 300 now over his last 22 games.
Here's Pete Crow Armstrong facing Miles Michaelis. Homered twice against Michaelis in a game in St. Louis within the last month. Of course, Pete involved in the play yesterday where the ball was catchable for someone in shallow center. Nico Horner was there waiting, but at the last minute, Pete Crow Armstrong called him off and then was unable to make the catch. But I appreciated, and I know Pete appreciated also the comments that Nico made and talked about what a great teammate Crow Armstrong is, what a great center fielder he's been, how many great plays he's made, and how many he will make in a Cub uniform. Here's a drive foul down the right field line. It's nice to see that kind of support, though, from a veteran. Very classy move by Nico.
I think all the Cubs understand how special of an outfielder Pete Crow Armstrong is with his range and with his speed. And I like what PCA said after making that mistake following the ball game. He said, quote, "I called it when I shouldn't have. Simple as that." He didn't make excuses, understood what he did wrong. Correct counsel called it a learning experience, saying Pete just got a little over-aggressive. I think Crow Armstrong thought he was closer to the ball than he was and didn't realize that Nico was right under it.
Line drive down the right field line. It's a base hit. Let's keep an eye on Swanson. Pham chasing the ball down in the corner. Throws it in. It's a double, and holding at third is Swanson. Pete Crow Armstrong lashing one into the right field corner. Pham hustling over to cut the ball off before it got all the way into the deep corner. And that held Swanson at third. But now two men in scoring position with two down, and the batter, Miguel Amaya.
And bat doubles by Cubs batters are sponsored by Traffic Tech. Double up your business with Traffic Tech, the hardest working team in transport. And we spent so much time talking about the mistake in the outfield that Pete Crow Armstrong made yesterday. We didn't mention the big RBI triple that he had. He's been heating up at the plate, nearly batting .300 over his last 7 games.
Miguel Amaya will take a strike. So the first real big plate appearance of tonight's game. Right now, runners at second and third, two down. 0-0 game, second inning. Amaya wearing the bright red batting gloves on either hand. The pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2. Amaya at 211. 0 for 3 in the series. Did squeeze in a run earlier in the series. Right now, he's looking for a base hit of some kind. Runners lead second and third. The pitch outside. The veteran Michaelis tried to get the younger player to chase a bad ball. He might do it again. Fans want to see a base hit. Swing and a miss, strike 3, a fastball gets him, and the inning comes to an end. Cubs don't score. They get a walk, a single, and a double, but still walk away empty-handed. It's on to inning number 3. 0-0 game. Cubs and Cardinals on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Every home
Lars Nootbaar, Pedro Pajes, and Mason Wynn due up for St. Louis against the left-hander Justin Steele. Nootbaar stands in, left-handed batter, hitting at .232 on the year, 7 home runs, 23 RBIs. Steele works on the third base side of the rubber and deals, and that pitch is low for a ball. 1-0, a slider that missed. Steele making his first start against St. Louis this season. The pitch in there for a strike, fastball at 92 mph. So 1-1 the count. And I bring that up because Steele was lights out against the Cardinals last year, 4-0 with a 2.59 ERA. Nootbaar grounds one up the middle and through past a diving Nico Horner into center field for a base hit. Second hit of the game for the Cardinals. And it'll bring up the number 9 hitter, the catcher, Pedro Pajes.
Good effort by Nico. Got a good jump, tried to dive. Missed it by about a foot, but a tremendous effort as usual.
So we've got to continue playing the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. You made your guess, Pat, last innings. So did I. We've got Mike Esposito with us tonight. Did a terrific job on the pregame show. Man at first, no one out. Pajes at the plate, and a throw to first. Getting back, standing up, Nootbaar. So, Espo, what's your guess?
I go with 38,500, Zach, and for the maestro, Paul Zarang, 37,222.
All right, good luck, guys. Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Steele delivers, and Pajes looks at a ball low. A fastball that missed, 1-0. Pajes hitting at .228. He's got a pair of home runs, 16 RBIs. Nootbaar extends his lead off the first base bag. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner for a strike, another fastball. 1-1. Nootbaar having a conversation with Cardinals first base coach Stubby Clapp. The lead even bigger off the first base bag. The pitch. Looped into shallow right, racing in Suzuki. He makes the catch. 1 away.
Most of the field is in the shade. A little sunlight, hazy sun, as the sun is setting, is on the warning track out in left center, and even right field. I don't think the sun is going to be much of an issue.
So 1 on, 1 out for St. Louis. Pat, here in the top of the third, scoreless game. Mason Wynn at the plate, right-handed batter. The pitch. Up high, 1-0. Wynn struck out swinging to start the ball game. Cardinals shortstop. Certain teams have this knack for being able to pick players or sign players at one particular position. Here's the 1-0. Up high, 2-0 now on Wynn. And with the Cardinals, shortstop has been that position over the years. Ozzie Smith, of course, probably the greatest defensive shortstop of all time. I think you'd agree with that.
Ozzie came over from San Diego earlier in his career.
Wynn takes ball 3 up high.
Yeah, he's about the best I've ever seen. Dansby Swanson is not too bad either. Javier Baez could play some shortstop and make some amazing plays.
The 3-0 in there for strike. Fastball at 92 miles per hour, about knee-high. 3-1 the count on Wynn.
Addison Russell made some great plays at short for the Cubs.
Nootbaar at first. He's not going. The pitch is hit high and deep to right center field. Carl Armstrong goes back, looks up, and it's gone. Mason Wynn with a 2-run home run the other way to right center field. And the Cardinals strike first. A 2-0 lead over the Cubs here in the third for Wynn. That's his second home run of the series.
He's a little man, but he's got power. Swings very hard. He's strong. His 9th of the year, 41 RBIs, just to the right of dead center, and didn't leave by much, but it landed in that basket, Zach, as you called it. So the Cubs play from behind.
A 402-foot drive for Wynn, his 9th home run on the year. 2-0 St. Louis. Wilson Contreras at the plate and looks at a ball outside. 1-0 the count. Contreras grounded out to third in the first. He's 0 for 1. Lefty-righty matchup, and the pitch is low as Steele misses with a breaking ball. So 2-0 the count. Contreras entered play, hitting .321 against the Cubs since moving to the Cardinals. A big swing and a miss at a fastball, 2-1. This is his 18th game playing against the Cubs since joining the Cardinals. The number 2 hitter in the St. Louis order. The 2-1. This is fisted foul out of play off to the right. 2-2. Contreras was a 3-time All-Star with the Cubs. Spent 7 years here. Hit .256, hit 117 home runs, knocked in 365 runs, and then signed that 5-year, nearly $90 million deal with St. Louis before the 2023 season. Here's the 2-2. Inside. 3-2.
Cub fans might remember in Game 7 of the World Series 2016, he had a run-scoring double off the right center field fence in Cleveland.
Steele deals the payoff pitch. That's inside, ball 4. So still only one away here in the top of the third. Cardinals with a 2-0 lead. An out-time called by Miguel Amaya. The catcher jogs out to the mound to have a conversation with Steele, and popping out of the Cubs third base dugout is pitching coach Tommy Hotovy. Try to get Steele back on track.
Thinking about that RBI double in Game 7, it was an oddity statistically. The Cubs had 3 different catchers that drove in runs in Game 7. David Ross had the home run, and then Miguel Montero came in late in the game and had the RBI that actually was the difference in the 8-7 final, that ground ball single through the left side, and then Contreras the RBI double. So 3 different catchers driving in runs. I think I read that's the first time that happened in a World Series game in like 95 years.
Wow.
Very odd.
You saw a little of everything back in 2016. Paul Goldschmidt at the plate, and he looks at a strike on the outside corner. A fastball from Steele, 0-1.
Game 7 was like a movie with great drama from start to finish.
Just a fitting way to finally win the championship as Goldschmidt takes a ball low, 1-1. You wouldn't have it any other way. Then you have the rain delay. Contreras at first, 1 down. Here's the pitch. Ground ball foul off to the left. That might have broken Goldschmidt's bat from the sound of it. Yeah, it did. He's walking toward the Cardinals dugout along the first base line. Gets a new bat from the Cardinals bat boy. 1-2 the count with Contreras at first base. Cardinals with a 2-0 lead here in the top of the third. Goldschmidt, an enormously powerful right-handed batter. Here's the 1-2. In the dirt. Blocked by Amaya, so staying at first base, Contreras. Goldschmidt now 36 years old. He's 6'3", 225 pounds. 17 home runs, 43 RBIs this season. He's hitting at .234. He struck out swinging in the first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Chased a fastball off the outside. 2 away.
Strikeout number 3 for Justin Steele. Strikeouts by Cubs pitcher Zach. Sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai.
We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. As Nolan Arenado looks at a fastball for a strike on the inner half. 0-1 the count. 2 down, a man at first in Contreras. St. Louis with a 2-0 lead here in the top of the third. The next pitch is a swing and a miss at a slider, 0-2. Wind blowing straight out at the moment here at Wrigley Field. Temperature nearly 90 degrees at first pitch, partly cloudy. Here's the pitch. This is fouled off to the left, 0-2. The third inning is sponsored by Grainger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs in Wrigley Field. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Arenado doubled in his first at-bat. A long set by Steele, and the pitch. An awkward-looking swing and a miss at a fastball on the outside corner, strike three. And that ends the top half of the third inning with Contreras stranded at first, but St. Louis strikes first on the two-run shot by Mason Wynn. 2-0 Cardinals, middle three on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs memories are made right here with Pat, Ron, and Zach on the Cubs Radio Network.
Ron Coomer here to tell you to put some pork on your fork. I travel with the team a lot.
I see you finally got a new helmet.
I did. Bought it cheap online. Follow me. We'll turn off here.
I'm right behind you.
Watch the cars. They can be crazy.
Teddy! No! Are you okay? Somebody do something!
Was this young man hit by a car?
Yes, and his helmet is smashed.
It's a brand new helmet.
It's probably a fake. Fakes cause real harm. You're smart. Buy smart. Brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
The United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and the largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. The USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal agencies with free safety equipment donations and officer survival training, along with cash donations to families of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty, college scholarships for the children of law enforcement, a citizen awareness program, and more. For more information on the USDSA and how you can help, visit usdeputy.org.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million...
Is On Deck. Who's On Deck is sponsored by On Deck. Need a small business loan fast? Apply today at ondeck.com. Pat?
Very good, Mike. Thank you. Cubs baseball brought to you by Grainger. In fact, the Cubs count on Grainger's help to keep beautiful Wrigley Field running. To get the products you need, call, click Grainger.com, or stop by. Grainger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field.
Nico Horner leads things off by swinging and missing at a curveball. 0-1 the count. Nico grounded out to third in the first. He's 0 for 1. Cubs playing catch-up here in the finale of this four-game set against the Cardinals. It's St. Louis with a 2-0 lead. Miles Michaelis on the hill. He kicks and fires. And Horner looks at the ball high and outside. 1-1 the count. A slider that missed. Mason Wynn, a two-run shot to the right of dead center in the top half of the frame. Here's the 1-1. That's high. 2 balls and a strike. The count on Nico. He's hitting at .256 with 4 home runs and 34 RBIs. Michaelis steals. Low and outside, 3-1. He missed with a fastball.
Michaelis does not walk a lot of guys. I'm thinking Nico might get something to hammer here.
Here's the pitch.
Yeah.
In there for strike, a fastball, 3-2. You were right. Michael Busch on deck to be followed by Seiya Suzuki. Horner waits for the payoff pitch. Slow-moving ground ball, foul off to the left. So they'll do it again. Nico steps out of the box, adjusts his white batting gloves, and digs in. Stands deep in the box on the right side, hits out of a crouch. Not a lot of movement at the plate from Nico. The 3-2. Fouled off the netting to the right. Cubs with 3 hits so far over the first 2 innings. Single by Suzuki, a single by Swanson, and a double by Crow Armstrong. Now the 3-2. Called strike 3. A slow-moving breaking ball that floated into the zone, apparently. Nico doesn't like the call. He's having some words with the home plate umpire, Clint Vondracht. Horner thought that it was out of the zone, dropped the bat, and started jogging to first.
Let's take a look at it. It looked like it was up above the strike zone. Nico had a valid beef.
So one away. And another breaking ball, this time to Michael Busch. That floats into the zone for a strike, 0-1. Busch has homered in back-to-back ball games. Can he make it 3 in a row here tonight? 0-1 the count. Michaelis works on the third base side of the rubber. He rocks back and delivers the pitch. A swing and a miss. 0-2. Couldn't catch up to a 95-mile-per-hour heater from the right-hander. Busch grounded out to short in the first. He's 0 for 1. And the pitch. Popped up. Left side. Arenado in foul territory behind the bag makes the catch for out number 2.
It's a good night to hit, Zach. I do believe the home run by Wynn was aided somewhat by that breeze blowing out towards center field. Let's see if the Cubs can take advantage of that as well.
So here's Seiya Suzuki. He was single his first time up. 2 down. Bottom 3. St. Louis with a 2-0 lead. Michaelis steals. And Seiya looks at a ball up high. 1-0 the count. A big thank you to Stella Blue Coffee and Barstool Big Cat for being the official coffee sponsor of Cubs Radio and providing us with a great assortment of coffee. Swing and a miss by Suzuki at a fastball, 1-1.
Do you have any favorite brands?
I'm a big fan of the light roast, the positive vibes. And the pitch. Awkward check swing. Did he go? Yeah, he did. 1-2. With each purchase of Stella Blue Coffee, proceeds go to Paws Chicago, helping pets in the Chicagoland area. Suzuki calls time, steps out of the box. You can now buy Stella Blue Coffee at Mariano's, Jewel, Pick and Save, Metro Market, online at StellaBlueCoffee.com. That pitch up high and outside, 2-2 the count. You can go to Amazon Prime and purchase Stella Blue Coffee. Stella Blue Coffee, helping homeless pets in need. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Suzuki waits. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play off to the right. Off the hands of a fan that leaned over the railing on the second deck and with one hand tried to catch the ball. Couldn't. So it dropped down below. That's why the crowd reacted the way it did. Seiya waits. The 2-2. Low and outside. A breaking ball that missed. It's a full count. Seiya hitting at .274 on the season, 16 home runs, 53 RBIs. The pitch. Bouncing ball hit to third, fielded to his left by Arenado. Slings a throw across in time to get Suzuki for out number 3. Cubs go down in order here in the third. We head to the fourth. Cardinals 2, Cubs nothing. On the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to every Cubs game all season long right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
In sports, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, we save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use...
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Meet Ed, movie buff, animal lover, safe driver.
5 years of driving an ambulance teaches you a thing or two.
If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. When I see a car trying to rush past a turning bus, I get concerned. You see, when big vehicles turn right, they have to swing wide to make the turn. And that's a lesson you don't want to learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait.
It's our roads. It's our safety. Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you won't find PTSD by looking at a thermometer. Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a bandage. If you or a loved one has a mental...
Donovan due up for the Cardinals in this frame. Justin Steele on the mound. Pham flat out to right in his first at-bat. Pitch is high and outside. 1-0 the count. Steele missing with a fastball. Pham waits the pitch. That's in there for a strike. Another fastball from Steele. Wind blowing straight out at the moment here at Wrigley. Mason Wynn hit a 2-run home run in the third for St. Louis. The pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. 1-2. The fourth inning is sponsored by Wintrust, the exclusive home of Cubs checking. And the pitch. Line drive hit to left center field. Coming in is Crow Armstrong. He makes the catch for out number one. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to the Cubs game in FM quality at 104.3 HD2 FM on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network. We are WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
2-0 St. Louis, one away, top four. The batter, Alec Burleson. Justin Steele kicks and delivers. And that's a strike. A fastball, about belt high, 0-1 the count. Burleson grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. An excellent defensive play by the Cubs. Here's the pitch. A bouncing ball hit to short. Charging Swanson, fielding across the body throw in time to get Burleson 2 away. That was not a routine play for the shortstop Swanson.
He just has that knack of making difficult plays look routine, and they're not. You're right, Zach. He's angling in toward the mound, kind of toward the third baseline, gloving it, not setting the feet at all, making the running sidearm throw, and it was a perfect throw to get his man.
So 2 away. Here's Brendan Donovan, the pitch. That's up high, 1-0. Donovan, a left-handed hitter, flat out to left at his first at-bat in the second. He's 0 for 1. Steele peers in, gets the sign from Amaya and deals. Ground ball hit up the first baseline, fielded behind the bag by Bush. He races to the cushion, steps on it before Donovan gets the first, out number 3. The Cardinals go down in order here in the top of the fourth. Middle four, St. Louis 2, Cubs nothing on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Nico Horner.
I see you finally got a new helmet.
I did. Bought it cheap online. Follow me. We'll turn off here.
I'm right behind you.
Watch the cars. They can be crazy.
Teddy! No! Are you okay? Somebody do something!
Was this young man hit by a car?
Yes, and his helmet is smashed.
It's a brand new helmet.
It's probably a fake. Fakes cause real harm. You're smart. Buy smart. Brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
I see you finally got a new helmet.
I did. Bought it cheap online. Follow me. We'll turn off here.
I'm right behind you.
Watch the cars. They can be crazy.
Teddy! No! Are you okay? Somebody do something!
Was this young man hit by a car?
Yes, and his helmet is smashed.
It's a brand new helmet.
It's probably a...
Fourth inning, Cubs playing catch-up. St. Louis with a 2-0 lead. Cody Bellinger at the plate. The Cubs' designated hitter tonight. Miles Michaelis deals. Fires a fastball in there for strike. 0-1 the count. Designated hitters for the Cubs are sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Visit online or their Elmhurst and Lisle showrooms. The next pitch is low and inside. A slider that missed. 1-1 the count. Belly's 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out to second in the first. Hitting at 275 on the year. And the pitch. That's a strike. Looked like Michaelis took something off that one. A changeup. 1-2. Michaelis working quickly. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with a slider. Bellinger retired. 1 away. So here comes Isaac Paredes, who walked in the second. Paredes still looking for his first hit of this series against the Cardinals. Right-handed batter, open stance, hits out of a crouch. Michaelis, the right-hander, deals. Fisted foul off the netting to the right. 0-1. Go ahead, Pat.
Saying nice to see Ferguson Jenkins recognized on the video board here between innings. He's in the house tonight.
The 0-1 to Paredes, an awkward-looking swing and a miss, and a sinking fastball, 0-2. Fergie's going to be conducting the stretch tonight here at Wrigley Field.
He looks like he could still give you 5 good innings as a starting pitcher.
Here's the 0-2. That's way outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hey, the Cubs need all the help they can get. If he can do that, put him in the rotation, right?
He was something.
The 1-2. Chop foul off to the left.
He would pitch 300-plus innings, not just 200. Lots and lots of complete games, and he told me more than once that Leo DeRocher would say, Fergie, you're going all 9 today. I'm not going to come get you, so don't even look over here.
Pop foul out of play by Paredes to the left. 1-2.
Don't even look over here.
Different era. You wonder how much... I mean, it's tough to say that you could have been any more effective than Fergie was over the course of his career. The 1-2. Paredes swings and lines one to left. This may drop. It does. A base hit for Paredes. His first hit in a Cubs uniform here at Wrigley Field.
Let's see if it leads to a rally. You always want to feel like you're part of the new team when you get traded. And the quicker you can get hits and make some good defensive plays, the more you do feel like you're part of the team.
So 1 on, 1 out for the Cubs here in the last of the fourth. Mike Tauchman, the left fielder, at the plate. Left-handed batter against the right-hander Michaelis. And the pitch. Low and inside. A curveball that missed. 1-0 the count. But yeah, you wonder, all those pitchers that pitched those unbelievable innings over the years back in the day. In this new era of baseball, here's the 1-0 to Tauchman. A bouncing ball that is a fair ball. Past third, it'll roll all the way to the sidewall. On his way to third base is Paredes. And cruising into second base with a stand-up double, Mike Tauchman. How about that? The Cardinals were shifting on the infield. So essentially with their alignment, they vacated the third base position, and Tauchman just hit a soft bouncing ball up the third base line, and it went through down the line into foul territory, a fair ball, and now the Cubs have the tying runs in scoring position with Dansby Swanson at the plate.
One of the softest doubles you'll ever see, Zach, but very welcome from a Cubs standpoint.
So here's red-hot Dansby, who singled his first time up. Here's the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. A slider, 0-1 the count. Dansby hitting better than 300 over his last 22 games, and that includes his first at-bat tonight. The pitch. A ball outside, a slider that missed, 1-1. But yeah, you wonder if some of those pitchers like Sandy Koufax and Fergie Jenkins, all those greats, that if they had their pitch counts monitored and could be even stronger, right?
Yeah.
Here's the 1-1. Ground ball hit to short, fielded on one knee by Wynn. His throw across dugout beautifully with a backhand by Goldschmidt. Swanson retired, but the Cubs score their first run of the game. Give Swanson an RBI as Paredes scores. It's 2-1 St. Louis here in the fourth, advancing to third on the play. Tauchman 2 away.
RBIs by Cubs hitters. Zach, those are sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. RBI number 35 for Swanson.
So a productive out, and the tying run just 90 feet away. Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate. And he swings and misses at a fastball, 0-1. Crow Armstrong doubled his first time up. Remember, he hit 2 home runs off of Michaelis in St. Louis last month. Here's the 0-1. Inside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Arenado in shallow just in case Crow Armstrong thinks about laying down the bunt. And now Arenado backs up after the first couple of pitches. He's right about even with the bag, though.
Crow Armstrong waits. The 1-1 delivery. High fly ball hit deep down the left field line, but slicing foul out of play. It did not have home run distance. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He's got to put it in play. 2 down, you got a guy at third. You need a base hit to the outfield, or an infield single would be very welcome.
The 1-2. Foul back off the screen. That was a slider from Michaelis off the outside. And
balk has been called, Zach.
Balk has been called on Michaelis, and the Cubs have just tied up the ball game. As Tauchman comes in to score, it's 2-2.
Home plate umpire saw it, Clint Vondrak. Oliver Marmol, the manager, out to get a clarification of exactly what did Michaelis do to deserve a balk being called. I think he started his motion and then stopped. Let's watch it again, Zach.
Well, I think PCA was talking to the umpire and to let him know that Michaelis...
And then he stepped away. There it is. Yeah, he was starting to get into the set position. He was engaged with the rubber and stepped off. And a balk has been called. Michaelis is furious. That's the tying run.
Yeah, I think Pete Crow Armstrong felt like that happened on the previous pitch, and it wasn't called. And he pointed it out to Clint Vondrak, and Michaelis did it again, and bam, the balk was called, and the Cubs now have tied up the game as Tauchman comes in to score. Anytime a Cub is safe at the plate, it's sponsored by Grainger. Think safety, think Grainger. A brand new ball game.
That's a break.
So the count 1-2 with Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate. Michaelis is ready. He faces home plate, has the glove in front of the face. Now rocks back, high leg kick and pitch. Inside, 2-2. 97-mile-per-hour heater from Michaelis. The 2-2 delivery. Fisted foul out of play off to the left. Michaelis has gone inside with some heat the last couple of pitches after that balk call. Now the 2-2. Foul back off the screen by Crow Armstrong. That was a changeup. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There have been some interesting ways of scoring runs here in this series. The 2-2 popped up on the infield. In front of second base, it's the shortstop Wynn who makes the catch on the infield grass for out number 3. But the Cubs tie up the ball game on a ground out and a balk. 2-2, Cubs and Cardinals as we head to the 5th on the score in the Southwest Airlines.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you won't find PTSD by looking at a thermometer. Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a bandage. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Hi, Coomer is resting tonight. He'll be back for the series against the Twins. In fact, even at this moment, we understand he is pouring through some Twins history regarding hitters and hitters' leaders, RBIs and hits. I wonder what Ron might be looking for there. Lars Nootbaar leads off this 5th inning. Takes ball 1. Big inning for Justin Steele. The Cubs just got even, scoring twice in that 4th inning. Cubs have a little momentum, and Steele's job now is to try to keep it on the Cubs side as he goes to work on Nootbaar. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Nootbaar with a single. He was along for the ride on the home run by Mason Wynn back in the 3rd. Cubs scoring on an RBI ground out by Dansby Swanson and on a balk. You take them any way you can get them, Zach. A 1-2 to Nootbaar. Lifted to left toward foul territory. Over to take a look as Paredes. Does he have a play? No. Just on the other side of the screen.
When you think about some of the runs that have been scored in this series, there's that one inning in which the Cubs walked in 3 runs, right? I think 5 walks were issued overall in the frame. And then yesterday, some of the defensive mistakes that the Cubs made in the 8th.
Invariably, the games are going to be close when these two teams play. This rivalry dates all the way back to 1892, and it's one of the great rivalries in all of sports. Curveball outside, 3-2 now on Nootbaar. These two teams have played 2,492 games against each other. Cubs with a slight edge. Here's a pop-up playable left side of the infield. Paredes looking up, and the Cub third baseman will slap the leather on it for out number 1.
And Pat, the first out is sponsored by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once.
Thinking of how dramatic these games are often between the Cubs and Cardinals, always kind of sorry when you find out it's the final regular season meeting here tonight between these two teams this year. Pedro Pajes swings and fouls it at the plate. Cubs are already done with Milwaukee. They have just 3 remaining with Cincinnati. Those will be the final 3 of the year starting September 27 here at Wrigley. And 6 more against the Pirates. And that's it. Just 9 more division games over these last 2 months.
I love the new schedule in which you get to face every team at least once every year. And I'm not smart enough to figure this out. I don't have the computer program to do it. But don't you think there has to be a way where you can tweak the schedule just a little bit in order to have those big divisional matchups in September?
Yeah, I think so. I miss the division games. I've said that many times. I love the games between the Cubs and Cardinals, the Cubs and Brewers, Pirates, Reds. Ground ball to short, a charging Swanson gloves it. Quick throw to first. Retires Pedro Pages, and that's out number 2. Tie game. We're in the 5th inning, 2-2, and the batter Mason Wynn.
It's the Potawatomi Casino Hotel 5th inning. Light up your senses. But to your point, I also like the fact that we're going to get to see the Yankees come to town this season, and the Cubs earlier this year had an opportunity to go to Fenway. I think that's meaningful too every year.
There is a pitch in there for a strike. Instead of playing every single American League team every year, how about playing half of the teams and alternate the series between your team being the home team and then the American club gets to be the home team the next year, and then play the other half of the American League the next year, and then maintain the full division number of games. That might be oversimplifying it, and I'm sure it's more complicated than that. But I like these division games. I love these Cubs-Cardinals games. 3 up, 3 down. A pop fly caught in shallow right by Suzuki.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Meet Ed, movie buff, animal lover, safe driver.
5 years of driving an ambulance teaches you a thing or two. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. When I see a car trying to rush past a turning bus, I get concerned. You see, when big vehicles turn right, they have to swing wide to make the turn. And that's a lesson you don't want to learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait.
It's our roads. It's our safety.
Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council. You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org.
Nancy, Stand Up to Cancer and American Airlines are joining forces to host a multi-day effort to raise funds for cancer research. Cubs for a Cure culminates Saturday, August 17th in Gallagher Way with fundraising activities. Fans that purchase tickets at Cubs.com/specials will receive a Cubs for the Cure t-shirt. Pat?
All right, Mike Esposito, thank you. As we go to the bottom of inning number 5. Sun starting to set. Lights have been on, starting to have some effect. No more shadows on the field. Nice warm summer night and a tie game. What else is new? Cubs and Cardinals even at 2. Miguel Amaya first up, bottom of the 5th inning. Nico Horner and Michael Busch to follow against Miles Michaelis. Amaya pokes the first pitch foul off to the right, out of play. Just saw a picture of Willie McGee. Willie, former Cardinal of yesteryear, a very good ball player. There's a line drive, left center field, falling in there for a base hit. Over to pick it up is Nootbaar. Leadoff single for Amaya. Nice, easy swing by Miguel.
He needed that one. He's been scuffling a little bit over his last 8 games, 2 for 20 before getting that base hit. And now the go-ahead run is on base for the Cubs with the top of the order due up.
Every time I see Willie McGee, I think about the Ryne Sandberg game when Rhino hit 2 homers off Bruce Sutter in one game. Certainly one of the most famous games in the history of Wrigley Field. In that same game, Willie McGee hit for the cycle. One of the most unheralded cycles in baseball history. Line drive, right center field. There's a base hit. In the alley, over to pick it up is Nootbaar. It's a long single, and going to third is Amaya. Nico Horner with an 8-game hitting streak. He's always hit Michaelis very well. 400 lifetime. Spanks a single. Cubs in business now. First and third. Nobody out. Tie game. And the batter is Michael Busch.
Cubs heart of the lineup due up. Sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book a low fare today at southwest.com. Busch has been hot lately. Back-to-back games with home runs. He's got 3 home runs in his last 5 games, Pat.
Cardinals middle infielders, Zach, are going to play back with nobody out. Cubs out hitting St. Louis 7-3. Cubs trying to grab their first lead of the game right now. Michael Busch batting. And he lines a base hit to right field. Down the line. Horner's going to go to third. Busch will hold with a long single. And the Cubs lead 3-2. Michael Busch delivers his 44th run batted in.
Love the approach by Michael Busch. He was sitting on the fastball, aggressive early in the count, got it and ripped it to right. And the Cubs go up on top, 3-2, rallying from a 2-run deficit against the Cardinals.
Pitching coach Dusty Blake will head to the mound to see about Miles Michaelis. 3 consecutive singles. All have been very well struck. Kind of a soft single by Amaya, but then sharply hit liners by both Horner and Busch. And now the Cubs are thinking about a big inning. You've got the middle of the order due up and men at first and third. Seiya Suzuki with an RBI chance. And the Cardinal bullpen gets busy immediately. Right-hander Ryan Fernandez, left-hander John King. Again, the infield stays back. Suzuki has singled and grounded out. Cubs trying to bounce back after a very tough loss yesterday. They have a chance to make it 3 out of 4 against the Cardinals. And that will never go out of style. The pitch to Seiya, swing and a miss. Looked like he took a poke at right field, came up empty. Got to put it in play here, Zach. You got the infield back. First and third, nobody out. Seiya will take off speed and down low, 1-1.
But I like the approach by Seiya. You can tell he's looking the other way, and that's because with the infield alignment right now that the Cardinals have, the second baseman Donovan up the middle just to the right of the second base bag. Goldschmidt holding on the runner Busch at first. Huge hole on the right side of the infield.
Suzuki backs away from an off-speed pitch, 2-1. Cubs trail 2-0 early. A 2-run homer by Mason Wynn in the third. Suzuki lines one foul down the left field line. Nico Horner ducking, and Willie Harris more than ducking. He hit the deck, not taking any chances on being low-bridged. That's one of the quickest moves Willie's made all year.
Yeah, that was a business decision, more so than any kind of fancy move.
2-2 on Suzuki. The pitch to Seiya. Taken high, 3-2. So a full count. Horner the runner at third, Bush at first. Cody Bellinger on deck. The stretch. Throw to first. Bush, not a big base stealer. I would doubt that he's going to be running with this pitch. Michael has 2 steals all year. He's been caught once. Again, nobody out in the inning. Bush not running. The pitch fouled away off to the right, out of play.
You kind of get the feeling this is going to be Michaelis's last hitter. He's at 87 pitches now. Cody Bellinger, a left-handed hitter, is up next. Now's the time to take advantage if you're Seiya Suzuki and the Cubs.
Cubs leading 3-2, threatening for more. The 3-2 pitch from Michaelis. Taken high for ball 4. So let's see if Oliver Marmol, the manager, makes a change. He is pondering his decision, and yes, he will. A pitching change will be made. A left-hander, John King, will get the call from the bullpen. Pitching changes by the opposition. Sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at Sloan.com. Bags loaded, a run in.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
I see you finally got a new helmet.
I did. Bought it cheap online. Follow me. We'll turn off here.
I'm right behind you.
Watch the cars. They can be crazy.
Teddy! No! Are you okay? Somebody do something!
Was this young man hit by a car?
Yes, and his helmet is smashed.
It's a brand new helmet.
It's probably a fake. Fakes cause real harm. You're smart. Buy smart. Brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
This is the story of
what he does. Infield is back. Lefty to lefty. The pitch to Cody. Swinging a line drive, shallow right center. Coming in and making the catch, Nootbaar. Tagging is Nico. He'll score. And the Cubs lead by a score of 4-2. The other runners hold at first and second. A little soft line drive into shallow right center. Bellinger got just enough wood on that ball to get the RBI. His 43rd of the year, and the Cubs lead 4-2.
But, Pat, you called it. You wanted to see aggressiveness from Cody Bellinger early, knowing that John King had to throw a strike. He did. Bellinger connected, and a productive out as the Cubs scored their 4th run of the ball game via the sacrifice fly.
Isak Paredes, the batter. He's been on twice in the game. A walk and a single. And the pitch to Isak is a strike. King has done a good job out of the Cardinal bullpen. He's been one of their main men. 38 games, his ERA 2.61. Bush, the runner at second, Suzuki at first. 2 runs in. Paredes looks at a ball low, a changeup. Cubs leading 4-2. Paredes has some power, still looking for his first home run in a Cub uniform. And the 1-1. Paredes takes low for a ball. 2-1, Zach.
And it's been well documented. Paredes is a dead power pull hitter. The wind now shifting, blowing out to left. His sweet spot.
Runners take their leads from the stretch. King deals. Off speed in there for a strike. 2-2. 3 singles and a walk, and now a sac fly in the inning. Everyone doing their job. Paredes trying to keep the line moving. 2-2 on the Cubs' new third baseman. And the pitch. Ground ball, that's going to be foul. More of a line drive than a ground ball. A foul ball down into the right field corner. Just missed the foul line. It landed in the dirt beyond the bag. Maybe a foot. Not much more than a foot foul.
Cubs not sure. Correct counsel saying hold things up a minute. He's waiting for his...
I don't believe that's a challengeable call, Zach. Where would you put the runners if they said it was fair?
Yeah. They're not challenging, but he wanted the officials to hold things up for a bit.
Now the 2-2 to Isaac Paredes. Bouncing ball to third. Arenado goes to second. There's one. The throw to first, and that's a double play. Cubs settle for 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave 1 at the end of 5. Cubs 4, Cardinals 2. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs memories are made right here with Pat, Ron, and Zach on the Cubs Radio Network.
Step into the batter's box for BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Pick an area of the strike zone and take your best swing. Log into your BetMGM.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you won't find PTSD by looking at a thermometer. Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a bandage. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
I see you finally got a new helmet.
I did. Bought it cheap online. Follow me. We'll turn off here.
I'm right behind you.
Watch the cars. They can be crazy.
Teddy! No! Are you okay? Somebody do something!
Was this young man hit by a car?
Yes, and his helmet is smashed.
It's a brand new helmet.
It's probably a fake. Fakes cause real harm. You're smart. Buy smart. Brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids.
Cardinals with the big men coming up. Contreras, Goldschmidt, and Arenado. First pitch to Wilson Contreras is low and inside. Contreras has bounced out to third and drawn a walk. Lights beginning to have more and more of an effect. So we've reached the twilight hour. Fly balls could be a little tricky to see for the next 10 or 15 minutes. And now the 1-1 pitch from Steele. Swinging a high pop fly. Does anybody see it? Yep. Nico Horner says, I got it. And he makes the catch, and that's out number 1.
And he wasn't taking any chances there. Swanson was drifting back as well. Pete Crow Armstrong was coming in, and Nico's smiling right now. He was vigorously waving his hands up and down to indicate, I've got this, get out of my way.
1 away. Nico did it good-naturedly. He had a big smile as Paul Goldschmidt steps in. Steele's pitch low and inside to Goldschmidt.
And Pat, the first out, sponsored by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once.
Here comes the 1-0 from Steele. Goldschmidt will take a strike. Goldschmidt, in the final year of his contract with St. Louis, so he'll be a free agent at season's end. His numbers are down. He's hitting .234. He does have 17 home runs, on a pace to hit around 25 or 28. Now the 1-2 pitch from Steele. Goldschmidt takes down low. Goldschmidt has a lot of great intangibles. He's a great defensive player, great teamwork, great base runner, occasional base stealer, and a team leader. I mean, he's the full package in a lot of areas, but his power numbers are down, and his batting average. Here's a ground ball to short, fielded by Dansby Swanson, throws to first to get him, and that's out number 2. It's always a big inning, Zach, right after your teammates have given you the lead to work with.
And so far, so good for Justin Steele as he's retired the first 2 batters he's faced here in the top half of the 6th inning. But you're right, boy, the Cardinals have some tough decisions to make after this season, especially in regards to Goldschmidt. You have Alec Burleson, a young player who's really come on offensively, who can play first.
Nolan Arenado will take a strike. Arenado's contract, I was surprised to see that it runs all the way through 2027. And his numbers are down considerably. So they've got 3 more years if they decide to keep him, and they very well might. He's been a great player.
Yeah, Goldschmidt is 36. Arenado is 33.
He'll be 30. I was going to say he'll be 34 on his next birthday. I'm very good at arithmetic.
You are very good.
3 up and 3 down. The Cardinals don't score. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's the Cubs 4 and the Cardinals 2. Cubs lead by 2 runs. And this is the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Listen to every Cubs game all season long.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy. So we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
I see you finally got a new helmet.
I did. Bought it cheap online. Follow me. We'll turn off here.
I'm right behind you.
Watch the cars. They can be crazy.
Teddy! No! Are you okay? Somebody do something!
Was this young man hit by a car?
Yes, and his helmet is smashed.
It's a brand new helmet.
It's probably a fake. Fakes cause real harm. You're smart. Buy smart. Brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
The United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and the largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. The USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal agencies with free safety equipment donations and officer survival training, along with cash donations to families of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty, college scholarships for the children of law enforcement, a citizen awareness program, and more. For more information on the USDSA and how you can help, visit usdeputy.org.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit
at ondeck.com. Pat?
All right, Mike, thank you. Bottom of inning number 6. John King still pitching. Mike Tauchman, Dansby Swanson, and Pete Crow Armstrong coming up here in the 6th inning. Getting toward the end of the twilight hour now. Lights illuminating the field nicely. Big crowd on hand. Cubs trying to make it 3 out of 4. Leading by 2 runs. Last of the 6th inning, Tauchman will take down low for ball 1. Lefty to lefty. Tauchman hits a drive to left. Pretty well hit. Back goes Burleson to the wall. Gone. Opposite field home run. Mike Tauchman. Cubs lead 5-2. His 6th of the year. Right near the indentation of the wall in left. It had that unmistakable sound when the bat hit the ball, Zach.
Yeah, he crushed it. 102 miles per hour with the exit velocity, a 367-foot drive the other way. And how about this? 2 extra base hits from Tauchman tonight. He wasn't initially even in the starting lineup.
Dansby Swanson, the batter. Cubs lead by 3 at 5-2. They were down 2-0 early. Now in the ascendancy, leading 5-2. Home runs by Cubs batters. Another hefty home run sponsored by Hefty, the official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty strong all day long. Swanson comes up empty, swings and misses 0-2, Zach.
And how about that with the home run by Tauchman here in the 6th inning? We want to congratulate Craig Podolski. Woodman, service and savings, that's Woodman.
Tapper slowly to third. Arenado bare-handing the ball on the run and making the throw to first in time. How many third basemen bare-hand that ball and make it look almost routine? Not too many other guys that I can think of.
How many third basemen in Major League Baseball have won 10 Gold Gloves?
He's on a different level defensively. Nolan Arenado. Ron Coomer played a lot of third base. He raves about Arenado every time we see him. Crow Armstrong bounces one slowly to second. That's going to be a tough play. The throw to first is in time. Nice play by the second baseman, Donovan. Crow Armstrong out by an eyelash. 2 down, a run in. Cubs on top 5-2. Mike Tauchman, though, with a game-winning RBI double on Thursday night in the bottom of the 9th inning, and now a home run to the opposite field here in the 6th inning this evening. Oliver Marmol, the manager for St. Louis, makes a pitching change. Pitching changes by the opposition. Those are sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restaurant.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Cubs will be on the south side to play a couple of games next weekend. Miguel Amaya now will be the first man that Fernandez faces. Ryan Fernandez coming back 0-1. Swing and a miss by Amaya. 2 outs in the inning. A run in on the home run by Tauchman. Cubs leading by 3, trying to make it 3 out of 4 in the series. And the 0-2 delivery from Fernandez. Way outside for a ball.
We mentioned earlier that Tauchman wasn't initially in the starting lineup because Ian Happ was the man in left, a late scratch with shoulder soreness.
Amaya hits a drive in a deep left center field. Back goes Newbar. It's got a chance. Gone. Miguel Amaya. Cubs lead 6-2. The number 9 hitter with his 4th home run of the year. It's a nice warm night. The ball is carrying. Cubs with their 2nd homer in the inning. Now lead by 4.
A 390-foot drive just into the bleachers in left center field by Amaya. He now has 2 hits tonight.
Another hefty home run. Sponsored by Hefty, the official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty strong all day long. Nico Horner takes ball 1. Nico 1 for 3. Hits it foul back and out of play. Cubs bouncing back nicely tonight after a very difficult loss yesterday afternoon.
You know who's happy? Craig Podolsky from Lake Zurich. Give him another $100 in the Woodman's home run inning game.
He's going to hear from a lot of friends, I think.
Yeah. $250 in gift cards now for Craig Podolsky.
Horner lines one to center, backpedaling and making the catch is Newtbar. Cubs with a couple of home runs, 1 each by Tauchman and Amaya. We go to inning number 7. Cubs 6, Cardinals 2. This is The Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Jamison Tyone. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Service and savings. It's Woodman's.
Hi, we're the Woodmans. I'm
Nicholas Steele is still out there. Tommy Pham at the plate, right-handed batter against the left-hander Steele, who kicks and fires. And that's a strike. Fastball at the knees, 0-1 the count. Pham is 0 for 2 tonight, a couple of flyouts. And the pitch. A breaking ball up high, 1-1. Cardinals struck first. They took a 2-0 lead in the third on a 2-run shot by Mason Wynn as Pham hits a fly ball to right. Routine for Suzuki, who makes the catch, angling towards center field. 1 away. The first out is sponsored by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once.
The great Fergie Jenkins is going to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" here, coming up after the top of this 7th inning, Zach.
Alec Burleson at the plate. Takes a fastball inside. 1-0.
7th inning stretch sponsored by Volvo. Plug-in hybrid vehicles. Electric cars with a backup plan. Visit your local retailer to learn more.
Here's the 1-0. Called strike on the outside corner. 1-1 on Burleson. Another fastball from Steele. Burleson is 0 for 2. And the pitch is low and outside, 2-1. Slider. We're coming to you live all season long for the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Now the 2-1. Fouled off the netting to the left by Burleson. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Nice little string by Justin Steele unraveling here. 11 in a row retired. And when you're playing a lot of consecutive days in a row like the Cubs are, I believe the Cubs are on a 13-game stretch every day.
Burleson takes a ball inside, a slider. 3-2.
Managers and pitching coaches really appreciate those guys who can give you 7, maybe 8 innings in those long stretches where you don't have any days off.
Steele's a bulldog. He always battles. Here's the pitch. A bouncing ball on the left side. It is off the glove of Paredes. Tried to backhand it. The Cubs were shifting, so Paredes was essentially playing where a shortstop normally would. That third base position was vacated. He had to angle toward the line and just could not come up with it.
We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
And they've given Paredes an error on that play.
Tough error.
So Burleson at first with 1 away. The batter, Brendan Donovan, left-handed hitter. Chops one foul off his foot. And he's hopping around. Foul territory up the first base line. Broke his bat on the play as well, so shaking the foot and grabbing a new bat. 0-1 the count.
Zach, the time and temperature brought to you by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com.
1 on, 1 out for St. Louis here in the top of the 7th. A 6-2 Cubs lead. Donovan waits. Here's the pitch. A breaking ball outside. 1-1. Donovan was the first ever utility Gold Glove winner in the National League a couple of years ago. He's at second tonight. The 1-1. Breaking ball off the outside. 2-1 the count. Donovan, 27 years old, born in Germany. His dad was in the U.S. Army. He grew up in Alabama. Played his college ball at South Alabama. Here's the 2-1. That's low. 3 balls and a strike. Lights beginning to take more of an effect, but we're still in the twilight hour here at Wrigley Field. Wind blowing straight out, and it's picked up a little bit. The pitch. That's outside, ball 4. So now the Cardinals mounting a little bit of a rally here in the 7th. Tommy Hotovy will come out to have a conversation with Steele as the rest of the Cubs infield joins in on the talk. Right-hander Porter Hodge has begun warming up in the Cubs pen. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Your headquarters for Cubs Talk is the Mullen Haw Show, mornings 5:30 to 10 on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Alongside Pat Hughes, Zach Zaidman in for Coom tonight. Mike Esposito is along. Our engineer is the maestro, Paul Zarang, helping us blast through the speakers of your radio as well as all of your smart devices. We're in the top half of the seventh inning. It's the Cubs with a 6-2 lead over the Cardinals, but St. Louis threatening. Men at first and second, just one away. And the left-handed hitting Lars Nootbaar at the plate against left-hander Justin Steele. Burleson at second, Donovan at first. Steele delivers. And Nootbaar fouls it back out of play, 0-1. Cubs have the middle infielders at double play depth. Nootbaar digs in, and the pitch. Called strike, fastball, 0-2. Straight down the middle, right at the knees. The next pitch by Steele. Called strike 3. Fastball on the outer edge. A delayed call by the home plate umpire, Clint Vondrak. 2 away as Nootbaar is retired.
Looked like he might have bellowed out the strike call, and then physically, Zach, as you suggest, he delayed the physical strike 3 call. Nootbaar caught looking. Big second out. And Justin Steele's going to get a great hand as he leaves the diamond. Listen to these fans at Wrigley.
Steele walking toward the Cubs dugout along the third base line as Craig Counsell makes the pitching change. Porter Hodge is going to come in. Pitching changes by the Cubs.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and the largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. The USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal agencies with free safety equipment donations and officer survival training, along with cash donations to families of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty, college scholarships for the children of law enforcement, a citizen awareness program, and more. For more information on the USDSA and how you can help, visit usdeputy.org.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a...
Cubs with a 6-2 lead over the Cardinals. St. Louis with men at first and second, but 2 away. The batter is the number 9 hitter, Pedro Paez, right-handed batter. The right-hander Page. High leg kick and pitch, and this one is fouled out of play off to the right.
Justin Steele on a sweltering night, 6 2/3 innings, gave up 2 runs, responsible for the 2 men on base, Zach, but allowed just 3 hits total.
Here's the 0-1. Pajes hits a high fly ball down the left field line. It's shallow, racing in. Talkman, he's under it and makes the catch in fair territory for out number 3. The Cardinals leave 2. Cubs with a 6-2 lead over St. Louis. It's time to stretch at Wrigley Field.
I see you finally got a new helmet.
I did. Bought it cheap online. Follow me. We'll turn off here.
I'm right behind you.
Watch the cars. They can be crazy.
Teddy! No! Are you okay? Somebody do something!
Was this young man hit by a car?
Yes, and his helmet is smashed.
It's a brand new helmet.
It's probably a fake. Fakes cause real harm. You're smart, buy smart. Brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you won't find PTSD by looking at a thermometer. Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a bandage. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
I see you finally got a new helmet.
I did. Bought it cheap online. Follow me. We'll turn off here.
I'm right behind you.
Watch the cars. They can be crazy.
Teddy! No! Are you okay? Somebody do something!
Was this young man hit by a car?
Yes, and
It starts within seconds of sensing power loss. Save big on Generac generators at Menards. America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction according to J.D. Power. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Save big money at Menards.
A reminder that all reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Cardinals have a new man on the mound, left-hander Matthew Liberator, the new pitcher. They'll face Michael Busch, followed by Seiya Suzuki and Cody Bellinger. Cubs with a 6-2 lead over St. Louis here in the last of the seventh inning, the finale of a 4-game set. Cubs trying to take this series. Busch stands in, and the pitch. Outside, ball one. Busch had an RBI single and a 2-run fifth inning for the Cubs. Here comes the 1-0. Called strike on the outside corner. Fastball at 95 miles per hour, 1-1. Liberator on the year. An ERA of 5.30, the 1-1. In the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. He's got a record of 2-3. In 36 games. The left-hander works on the extreme left side of the rubber, and the pitch is a called strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Busch doesn't like the call, steps out of the box, calls time. Busch on the year now hitting at .261. Now the 2-2 delivery. A swing and a tap foul at the plate as Busch just gets a piece of a slider to stay alive. How about the performance of Justin Steele tonight? He went 6 2/3, at one point retiring 12 consecutive batters. Here's the 2-2 to Busch. That's up high, full count. Steele allowed just 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. A quality start. Quality starts by Cubs pitchers are sponsored by Benjamin Moore. The payoff pitch is tap foul off to the right by Busch. See quality come to life with Benjamin Moore paints in 3,500 colors. Visit BenjaminMoore.com for a location near you. By far and away, this was Steele's best start since the All-Star break. It scuffled coming into tonight. The 3-2. A tap foul at the plate by Busch. Just got a piece of a cutter from Liberator, so the count remains 3-2. Busch had a 7+ ERA in 3 starts since the All-Star break prior to tonight. The 3-2. In the dirt, swung on and missed. Scooped on a hop by Pius, the catcher. His throw to first in time. Mark that one down, strikeout 2-3. 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Cubs with a 6-2 lead over St. Louis. And here comes Seiya Suzuki, who's 1 for 2 with a walk. He singled in the first inning. Steele picking up against the Cardinals where he left off last year. And the pitch. Suzuki takes a ball up high, 1-0. A 97-mile-per-hour heater that missed from the lefty Liberator. Last year, Steele was 4-0 against St. Louis with a 2.59 ERA. Seiya takes ball 2 up high.
Zach, I like the balance of the offense tonight. 6 runs total, 5 different men with RBIs. The other run scored on a balk. But you'd like to see that distribution like that.
Here's the 2-0. That's in there for strike. Cut fastball at 96 mph. And that's the way the Cubs need to be offensively in order to have success. Everyone's got to contribute. They're not a one-man team. The 2-1 is low. 3-1 now on Suzuki.
To your point, the number 9 hitter, Amaya, started a 2-run rally with a single in the 5th and then homered in the 6th inning.
Now the 3-1. Up high, ball 4. Seiya Suzuki draws his second walk of the evening. Walks by opposing pitchers are sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers. Reassuringly strong protection for even the heaviest control problems. Visit NorthShore.com.
We're going to let Ron Coomer read that spot tomorrow night. That is one of his favorites.
1 on, 1 out for the Cubs. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Bellinger swings and fouls one just below us, out of play. 0-1. I saw you had the left hand out. You were ready, sort of.
Sort of is right.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a pump fake. Didn't really intend to shoot.
I didn't even move. I wasn't worried. Bellinger waits for the 0-1. Here it comes. Awkward looking swing and miss at a slider. 0-2. Bellinger a sacrifice fly as he drove in a run in that 5th inning. Liberator a long set and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Liberator gets Bellinger with the slider, 2 away. So Suzuki at first having a conversation with Cubs first base coach Mike Napoli. Isaac Paredes digs in. And the pitch. In there for strike. Blazing fastball at 96 miles per hour. Paredes is 1 for 2 with a walk tonight. Singled in the 4th. Walked in the 2nd. The pitch. Popped up left side, foul territory in front of the Cubs dugout. It's Arenado. Does he have a play? No, he does not. It bounces off the top of the railing for a foul ball.
He lost that ball, Zach. He had no idea where it was. As he came over, had more room than he realized, another step at least. And that was a catchable ball, and he just did not see it. He even held his hands out momentarily as if to say, I have no clue. And then finally at the end he saw it, but it was too late.
Throw to first, getting back standing up Suzuki. That one banged off the top of the fence that protects the Cubs' third base dugout. Give Nick Frangella, the trainer, a lot of credit. He did not move until the ball bounced off the top of that fence. Suzuki goes. The pitch, tap foul off to the right by Paredes. 0-2. And we mentioned we're in the waning moments of the twilight hour. The light's having a little bit more of an effect, but clearly pop-ups and fly balls, a little bit of an issue. Just a few more minutes here at Wrigley. 0-2 the count. Paredes digs in. Liberator, high leg kick and pitch. And that's just outside. 1-2. A fastball that missed. Cubs have double barrel action in their bullpen. A couple of right-handers, Tyson Miller and Ethan Roberts. Suzuki goes the 1-2, is chopped to third, fielded on a belt-high hop by Arenado, backhand style. His throw to first is in time to get Paredes for out number 3. Cubs leave a man on base. We head to the 8th. It's a 6-2 lead for the Cubs over the Cardinals on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer are Chicago's Sound of Summer on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Meet Ed, movie buff, animal lover, safe driver.
5 years of driving an ambulance teaches you a thing or two. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. When I see a car trying to rush past a turning bus, I get concerned. You see, when big vehicles turn right, they have to swing wide to make the turn. And that's a lesson you don't want to learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait.
It's our roads. It's our safety. Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Meet Ed, movie buff, animal lover, safe driver.
5 years of driving an ambulance teaches you a thing or two. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. When I see a car trying to rush past a turning bus, I get concerned. You see, when big vehicles turn right, they have to swing wide to make the turn. And that's a lesson you don't want to learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait.
It's our roads. It's our safety. Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Those are brought to you by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. James Hardy. Cubs leading by a score of 6-2. Cubs with 3 straight 2-run innings beginning in the 4th. Cardinals got 2 in the 3rd to lead briefly 2-0. Mason Wynn first up for St. Louis here in the 8th inning. The attendance a bit lower than we thought as Miller fires outside. 34,593 is the figure tonight. It looks like Paul Zarang, the maestro, is the winner in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Fly ball to left. That's playable for Tauchman. Easy play from Mike, out number 1. Mason Wynn is gone. The batter Wilson Contreras. Cubs lead 6-2 here in the 8th.
The first out, sponsored by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once.
I've noticed that, Zach. It is only live once. It's indisputable. Wilson Contreras checks in. 0 for 2 plus a walk. Cardinals with only 3 hits in this game, thanks to some brilliant pitching by Justin Steele, the starter. It's a great hitter's night, but not so much for St. Louis. Here's a ball outside. Cubs homers in the game. Mike Tauchman and Miguel Amaya, both in the 6th inning. Next offering fouled away by Contreras, 1-2. Stay tuned for the toast of the game, presented by Benny's. That's coming up in the 9th inning.
A lot of candidates here today. The offensive showing by the Cubs. A terrific job by Steele.
Here's a liner into right field, a base hit. Contreras an opposite field single. 1 out, 1 on. 8th inning. Cubs lead by 4, and the batter is Paul Goldschmidt. The catch of the game, Zach. It seems to me there was one really nice catch. How about just a couple of the plays by Dansby Swanson at shortstop?
That's what I was going to say. The play where he nailed the runner at third base, Arenado trying to advance.
Goldschmidt pulls one foul on the ground toward third. So that's going to be our catch of the game tonight. Sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Catch Fair Fever at the Iowa State Fair coming right up. August 8th through the 18th. Plan your best days ever at iowastatefair.org.
We're 4 days away.
Here comes the 0-1. And that's going to be in there for a strike. I'm sure we'll get all kinds of reports with people having a lot of fun over in Iowa at the State Fair in Des Moines. Now the 0-2 from Tyson Miller. Goldschmidt lays off a breaking ball that's outside. The at our best moment of the game. Well, you could pick any one of about 5 different innings where Justin Steele was scintillating. It's his game to win. I like the overall offense of the Cubs. Bouncer to short. Swanson goes to Horner. 1 over to first. Not in time. Dansby had to charge and make the quick running sidearm throw back to second. A difficult play. Horner tried to get a double play, but they settled for 1 on the 6-4 fielder's choice, and now there are 2 down.
Yeah, it was softly hit, and that gave Goldschmidt just enough time to beat that one out. But you're right about the offensive performance. When you think about the 2 runs in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th, 2 runs in the 6th, I just like the fact that the offense produced when given opportunities to pounce.
Nice to see Justin Steele get some runs to work with also, Zach. But we're going to say the offense. The overall balanced offensive attack of the Cubs, out hitting St. Louis 10-3. That's the best moment of the game tonight. Sponsored by Loyola Medicine. When things are at their worst, we're at our best. Loyola Medicine. Nolan Arenado fouls it away. We are in the 8th inning with 2 down and a man at first. Cubs 6, Cardinals 2.
And I mentioned this at the start of the series, for most teams, and this has been something that has held true in baseball for years. It all starts with your starting pitching, right? But for the Cubs this season, it's been about the offense.
Arenado hits a high fly ball to shallow left. Tauchman is in, he locates it, and he squeezes it. No runs for the Redbirds. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs 6, St. Louis 2. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans, Craig Counsell here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago...
I see you finally got a new helmet.
I did. Bought it cheap online. Follow me. We'll turn off here.
I'm right behind you.
Watch the cars. They can be crazy.
Teddy! No! Are you okay? Somebody do something!
Was this young man hit by a car?
Yes, and his helmet is smashed.
It's a brand new helmet.
It's probably a fake. Fakes cause real harm. You're smart. Buy smart. Brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and the largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. The USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal agencies with free safety equipment donations and officer survival training, along with cash donations to families of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty, college scholarships for the children of law enforcement, a citizen awareness program, and more. For more information on the USDSA and how you can help, visit usdeputy.org.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them.
At a double and a home run, having a big series against the Cards. Facing Matthew Liberator. Here's the windup and the pitch to Tauchman. And Mike takes high. We like to look at baseball history, and this date, August the 4th, with Fergie Jenkins in the booth singing "Take Me Out to the Ballgame." His name is mentioned in this note from 1982. Joel Youngblood, there's a name from the past. He became the first big league player. Now listen to this, Zach. He got hits for 2 different teams in separate cities on the same day. As a Met, he singled here at Wrigley Field against Fergie Jenkins. He got traded at the end of the game to the Expos, flew to Philadelphia, and singled against Steve Carlton that night. It's amazing.
How cool is that?
And not only to do that, but how about the quality of the pitchers against whom he had the hits? Fergie Jenkins and Steve Carlton.
Wow.
2 Hall of Famers.
And navigating your way to the airport here through traffic in rush hour.
Tauchman lines one to left. Right there is the left-handed left fielder Burleson to make the catch. That's out number 1.
So you navigate through the traffic to get to O'Hare and fly to Philadelphia, another metropolis, and there are always delays, right? In Philadelphia, and somehow able to get to the old vet to play a game.
It had to be a day game here and a night game there. And he probably got in, I'm guessing, as a pinch hitter, maybe, late in the game in Philly to allow him to do such a thing. Pitching change coming up for the Cardinals. Kyle Leahy coming in. Pitching changes for the opposition, sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Meet Ed, movie buff, animal lover, safe driver.
5 years of driving an ambulance teaches you a thing or two. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. When I see a car trying to rush past a turning bus, I get concerned. You see, when big vehicles turn right, they have to swing wide to make the turn. And that's a lesson you don't want to learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait.
It's our roads. It's our safety.
Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you won't find PTSD by looking at a thermometer. Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a bandage. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
Meet Ed, movie buff, animal lover.
The White Sox, the team for whom Seaver was pitching at the time, beat the Yankees 4-1 at Yankee Stadium. Don Baylor made the final out, a fly ball to left. It was Phil Rizzuto Day in the Bronx. And then later, on the other coast, in Southern California, as Leahy's pitch to Dansby Swanson is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Dansby. Cubs 6, Cardinals 2. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning with 1 away. Later that day, 1985, Rod Carew had career base hit number 3,000 at Anaheim for California. It was against Frank Viola, very good left-hander for Minnesota in his day. The 1-1 is a fastball strike. 1-2. But pretty cool when 2 big milestones like a 300th win and a 3,000th hit both take place on the exact same day. Tom Seaver and Rod Carew. Dansby takes outside for a ball, 2-2.
And fittingly, Seaver won his 300th in New York, on the other side of town.
Yeah. And you're from New York. I know you were a Mets fan. You probably are not old enough to have seen Seaver live very often, if ever. Did you ever see him live?
Well, late in his career, he came back and pitched for the Mets, so I was able to see him then.
Okay.
And then he was a member of the Boston Red Sox when the Mets won the World Series in 1986, beating Boston.
Dansby chops it foul. Cubs leading 6-2.
But the other note that you had, so Rod Carew got his 3,000th hit against his old team, the Twins, right?
That's exactly right. Frank Viola gave it up. I can still see it. It was a little soft line drive, the opposite field to left. Kind of a typical Rod Carew base hit. Didn't try to pull the ball, just went with it and just kind of served it into left field for a single.
Vintage.
And now the 3-2, low and outside. Swanson draws the walk. There have been some hitters, and I'd put Carew in this category. You almost had the feeling that they were hitting it wherever they wanted to. I had that feeling watching the great Tony Gwynn and Wade Boggs and Rod Carew. There's only about 3 or 4 that I can say that about, but you just watching them over and over, they would hit it, a soft liner to left, and you'd think, that's exactly what he was trying to do. Here's a base hit to center for Pete Crow Armstrong. Stopping at second is Dansby Swanson. And I think for most of us who've ever played baseball, you're happy just hitting the ball hard somewhere and having a base hit. You're not trying to, hit a base hit to center or a base hit to left. You just like a base hit.
We were having this conversation in the dugout with Craig Counsell, I think earlier this week. The conversation came up as to why it's so hard to hit now, and even with the new rules, teams still shift on you.
There's a bouncing ball foul by Amaya. Nice base hit by Pete Crow Armstrong. 2 men on.
And by the way, let's acknowledge what Pete Crow Armstrong has done today, coming off that tough game yesterday with the defensive mistake. 2 hits today, a double and that single moments ago, and then the awareness to point out to the home plate umpire, Clint Vondrak, that Miles Michaelis was balking twice in a row. The second one was actually called, and the Cubs were able to tie the game because of it back in the 4th inning.
He's bounced back very nicely, Zach. Here's the 0-1 now to Amaya. Lifted to right center, shallow, playable. Center fielder Nootbaar will make the catch. And that's going to be out number 2. Cubs lead 6-2. The batter is Nico Horner. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning.
But we were talking about how with teams shifting, and you mentioned just the incredible bat-to-ball skills of guys like Carew and Tony Gwynn and Wade Boggs. There are so few hitters in the history of the game that can get the ball to go exactly where they want. It's not that easy just because someone's overplaying you on one side to hit it the other way.
Nico Horner will take a strike, and to think of doing it against the best pitchers in the world makes it even more amazing.
And that's why those guys are Hall of Famers.
Yeah. Nico 1 for 4, single during a 5th inning rally. And he will take a fastball strike. Cubs trying to take 3 out of 4 in the series and trying to bounce back after an agonizing loss yesterday. Here comes the 0-2. Warner gets jammed, hits a bouncer to short. Wynn will throw to first, and that ends the inning. Cubs don't score. We go to the 9th inning. Cubs 6, Cardinals 2. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans. It's Pete Crow Armstrong. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
With same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders from Grainger, the Cubs get the products they need right when they need them. You can, too. Team up with Grainger for professional-grade supplies for all and...
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council. You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I see you finally got a new house.
Answers now, Pat. We go to the 9th inning. Julian Merriweather is in the game for the Cubs. Cubs lead by 4. And the Cardinals will have Pham, Burleson, and Donovan due up. Pham has flied out 3 times in the game. Twice to right, once to center. He bounces one to third. Short hop nicely by Paredes. Throws him out at first base. Nice play. Paredes charging just enough to get that ball on the real short hop and made a very nice play. 1 down.
No, first out, sponsored by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once. The hardest working player of the game is sponsored by Bosch Power Tools, what hard workers deserve. And there are a lot of candidates for this tonight, Pat.
Burleson lines one, diving catch by Nico Horner. That's out number 2. Back-to-back excellent defensive plays by the Cub infield. Nico diving to his left, caught that ball at ankle level, and quickly, Zach, there are 2 down in the 9th inning.
And I'm going to give the hardest working player of the game award to the entire Cubs offense, who banged out 11 hits, including 2 each by Tauchman and Amaya, who each homered tonight.
Brendan Donovan batting. Cardinals down to their last chance. Cubs on the threshold of taking 3 out of 4. Minnesota is here tomorrow night. Go to Cubs.com for ticket info. The 0-1. Check swing. That's going to be a no swing. Oh, boy. Mark Wagner ruling no swing. Haven't seen a replay yet. Donovan in the game has flied to left, grounded to first, and drawn a base on balls. Fans are standing at Wrigley. The next offering floats in high, 2-1. Cubs trying to improve to 55 and 59. trying to knock the Cardinals down to 57 and 55. Fly ball, this is going to do it. Dansby Swanson calling. Cubs take 3 out of 4. The Cubs win the ball game with a 6-2 win here on this Sunday night. One of their better series of the year. Yes, they would have loved to have taken all 4. Yes, they came close. But the main thing is they bounced back after a very tough loss and are right back in the saddle in the win column tonight, Zach.
That resolve that the Cubs showed tonight after that tough loss yesterday afternoon says everything you need to know about the makeup of this team. They've said all along they feel they're better than what they've displayed so far. This is the performance that they're talking about, being able to bounce back and finish by taking this series from St. Louis, winning 3 of 4, and everyone played a role tonight. You mentioned some of the terrific defensive plays just here in the 9th inning. Cubs banged out 11 hits.